My name is Karen and I'm an alcoholic and addict, and welcome to Inside Addiction.
Karen, I've known you for about 3 years now. It's good to finally be able to sit down with you and hear your story and have you share your story with other people. Obviously, you've been in recovery for a while. So let's go back to when you first started using. Do you remember like the first time you used?
Yeah, I remember. Actually, if we go back, it's mainly using alcohol initially at a young age. My first experience with alcohol was Black Label beer that was given to me as sips from a family friend in the early ages, I don't know, 4, 5, 6. And when I got in high school, it really was more of a party on the weekends, at the bonfires, at the after football games, after any kind of sporting event, at the dances at school. You know, let's get drunk as we can and go to the dance kind of thing, or go to the football game kind of stuff. Bonfires in the woods. Saturday bonfires was like a norm in the small town that I grew up in.
So, when do you think your drinking progressed into problematic?
I think my drinking was always a problem because I always drank to get drunk. I never ever drank sociably from the time I picked up a drink at an early age, probably the age of, I'd say, 12 on, yeah. Because I began doing the, 12, 13, 14-year-old, getting into high school, and buying. Back when I was growing up, there was no drinking age, so you can go to the liquor store and get what you want. You can go to the grocery store and get the corner store and get what you want. So I believe it was problematic then, but I think as time went on and I left high school and got into college, it was a Wednesday through Sunday thing daily.
Take Monday and Tuesday off.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretending to go to school Monday and Tuesday in college, and eventually it was the party started Wednesday, ended Sunday. Recuperate Monday and Tuesday, and start all over. It was keg night Wednesday night, Thursday night, ladies night, Friday night. The party was really on Saturday, and then of course the after hours. It was just a consistent party, and of course throwing some speed and throwing some whatever to continue the party into the early morning hours,
And how long did that continue, or did it never stopped?
Well, it continued until I got pregnant with my daughter, and I was 20 years old when I got pregnant with my daughter, and I stopped drinking. And I was still smoking cigarettes. I stopped smoking cigarettes, but I still smoked pot, weed, whatever you want to call it, marijuana, up until my 8th month of pregnancy with my daughter. And I eventually stopped, and luckily she was fine. Being the athlete that I was, I had a good body structure and I was very healthy. Unfortunately, with all the drinking and drugging, and I still had a good, and she came out fine. I don't know what the effects are today, but she then was fine. She was low birth weight. She was only 6 pounds. But that slowed down. It slowed me down. To have her, it slowed me down. My mother told me, this is your child. You will raise her. So if you want to do any of that stuff you were doing, you just got to remember you got a daughter to come home to. So you can go do it all you want. Just when you get home, she'll be waiting.
So it slowed down for how long? And when did you notice it started picking back up?
My daughter, I rushed her to get to a walking stage so I can continue or get back into hanging out with the because I was 20.
Yeah.
Soon to be 21, to get back in with the party crowd again. And I eventually, at 21, when she became 2, I eventually got back into drinking and hanging out and partying, because I felt safe enough that, she didn't need a bottle, or she didn't need breastfeeding, or she didn't need, she was probably just about ready to get out of diapers, and she wasn't much of a, like she would be if she was a baby. So, whoever, I could always take her to whoever to watch her, watch her for me. I'll, 6-pack here and there, or some weed here and there, insanely thinking that was okay. But then that's when things began to get a little crazy. I think she became more of a problem, not necessarily a problem child, but in the way of my drinking and drugging.
She got in the way.
Absolutely. She I just couldn't do what I would like to have done, as a early 20, mid 20-year-old person, because now I'm a mother, a single mother no less, with the father nowhere in sight, because it was the promiscuity of the drinking and the drugging and all that stuff and the partying that produced that child.
So from when she was 2 years old, it progressed to what point? What are some of the things that kind of stand out in your mind? Were there any significant things that happened along the way?
Oh yeah, 2 years old is when I started back thinking I could go back and do the partying and going on. I, often had good jobs, so I kind of maintained my drinking to keep it more at a, Thursday through Sunday kind of thing. And so time went on, and it was about when she became, I'd say around 8 years old, I got into doing some coke. And then things definitely began to spiral. And part of my drink-a-log was mainly in the early stages, and then as soon as I got into coke and doing that stuff, the drinking kind of slowed itself down because that other stuff became more important. And that's when I would put her in a position to be harmed on a regular basis because I needed to go out. I wanted to go out. I was chasing every bit of that cocaine that was so freely given to me, and then I had to turn around and be charged for it. I was the perfect example of someone giving it to me free for a number or a period of time, and then all of a sudden, no, you gotta pay for it. Yeah. You gotta start paying for this, whether it be through sex, whether it be through money, whether it be hustling, whatever it was. And that in that time frame, once I started into that progression of that, I put my daughter in harm's way. It was about when she was about between 8 and 12. Again, I did the cocaine, but I wasn't really full-fledged into it yet. But I was seeking the fun of it all. You know what I mean? Like it was like a great thing because I was working a night shift. As soon as we got off, and there was like a little few clique of us, we'd get the cocaine, we'd hang out all night and sleep all day, and still making it to work. As time went on, I still was doing my drinking, and I got caught out there a couple times with just not coming home, not doing anything to maintain the fact that she was supposed to be at school at certain times, and whoever she was with, hoping they would take care of her. And somewhere along the line between 8 and 12, I began having her stay with my sister a lot, and she ended up, because I was out and about and needed to find the high, that she had gotten molested by my sister's boyfriend.
Did you think, wow, maybe I got a problem? Did it go on? Did it continue to go on for a while?
Yeah, because now the drink was definitely there. I mean, I'm still drinking to get drunk. There's never been a time, I don't care what I was doing, whether I was doing coke, whatever I was doing, I was drinking to get drunk. Eventually, I was introduced, because I was always so more intrigued that the snorting and then drinking the beer, snorting the coke. But everybody else started smoking it. And I was like, eventually, I think my daughter was about, 10 or 11. I started, it piqued my interest so bad that I said, let me try that.
Just one time.
Yeah, let me see what this is all about. That they're all wanting to know, smoke. They're chasing each other around the room. And, because I was content with having the extra boost of staying up and, and crack and, of course, cocaine. We all know